Hi guys, this is Become the Best You Can Be with Vicky Jerry, and my name is Vicky Jerry. So today is a special episode. You'll probably guess with the heavy makeup. Thank you to my younger sister who begged me to have this makeup done. It's beautiful. So thank you, Blessing Jerry, wherever you're watching from. Thank you. Alright, so today is a special episode, and I call it a special episode because of what I'm about to talk about. It's about how Become the Best with Vicky Jerry started. I know there are a lot of people out there who have video, podcasts, and they have different things to say, but I think there is a need, especially for those people that have been following over the years. I feel that there is a need for you to know why I started Become the Best You Can Be with Vicky Jerry. Alright, Become the Best You Can Be started 2018. Yeah, I had finished secondary school, I think about a year, and at that time I was working in an organization, just trying to get myself busy before getting to the higher institution. I was working in a place where I get to meet virtually everybody. Yes, I get to go to all the offices because of the position I was working under. So at a particular time, I went to the office of that organization, and I saw books all over his office. I think he has like a mini library in his office, and I was really intrigued. Then while we were having that conversation, he handed me a book by Joel Osteen. I think You Can Do It, something of that sort. I can't remember the name precisely. So I read that book, and after reading that book, something happened in my life. There was a part in that book that he quoted that people will forget what you got for yourself. They will forget your mansion, they will forget if you were even fair or black or whatever, but they will never forget what you did for them or how you made them feel. In other words, they will never forget the impact you created in their lives. That stirred something huge in me, and I had a strong desire to reach out to people to say things. And when I started that, I was talking about a lot of things that I hadn't gained any mastery of. I'll tell you about anger issues, and I was so worst in that aspect. I'll tell you about different things. Be happy no matter what, and I'm sad and all of that. So I was just busy talking, and wow, I got lots of feedback from people. There are days that people will call me and they're like, wow, Vicky, you're doing so well, this is good, this is how it all starts. Before they were just, and it was pushing me. So I'll just wake up one day, I'm like, what should I talk about? And I'll think about something, and I'll just pick up my phone and just go ahead and say it. Then there came a point in my life where those videos began to serve as a means of accountability for me. I had to pause. I had to ask myself, okay, this thing I'm saying, you understand? Like, sometimes I'll say, don't do this, do that, this is how it should be, remember. And sometimes when situation comes by and I'm faulting in that area that has given lessons about, it becomes a means of accountability for me. At a point I began to feel that there was no point saying what I was not living. So there was a conflict, intrapersonal conflict for me in that regard. At some point, my siblings, they were getting to me. They'll be like, you're talking about this and you're not living it, what kind of, and I'm like, okay. Other times, some people will come to me, and probably when I'm down, they will use a means of that, some of my videos to try to encourage me. And it was so bad because I'm like, I need something more. Can you please offer me something needed? I think in the middle of that conflict and all, I decided to go on a break. I didn't know I was even going on a break. I lost interest because I felt like I wasn't living what I was saying. So for a period of 1 year, there was no video. If you would go through our videos and check, for a period of 1 year I wasn't saying anything. And that period, many people came to me. They were asking, Vicky, what happened? Why are you not, doing your videos? Is everything okay? And a lot of pressure for me to continue what had no foundation in my heart, had no roots in my heart. But there was nothing in me that wanted to go ahead, and I didn't know what it was. In that state, I got admission to the higher institution, and higher institution opened me to a different ball game entirely. I had always been a Christian from then, but going to the university, he did something great for me. He made me to have so much deep fellowship with the Holy Spirit. I began to know the person of the Holy Spirit, and I began to learn. So yeah, I began to learn expressly from the Holy Spirit. I began to hear his voice. I think the first word I ever had the Holy Spirit say to me was, Vicky, I love you. Yes, as funny as it sounds. And I began to hear God's voice. My life began to change. I began to confront issues of my life that before was normal for me. Before I could just lie and get away with it and move on. But being in a family in school that helped my spiritual life, fellowshipping with brethren, and building my prayer life, studying, getting to relate with God by myself, it really made me so conscious of myself and conscious of God, the Holy Spirit. So that was when I began to get real inspiration from God. Before, I just wanted to motivate. Many people were calling me motivational speakers, different names and titles. Yes, they were calling me all of that. So from that time, if you notice my early videos, there was no strong conviction, there was no strong pronouncement of Jesus. There was no solid foundation rooted in God's words and all. Although it was blessing a few people, which is quite interesting. All right, so, and from then I began to do videos, and I think in 2020 or so, we began to talk to young people to join the video, and it went so well, so well, and I'm getting good responses. God is helping us to reach out to persons, not a huge number, but it is worth it. Whenever I come to do video I don't even expect to just have the likes. No, the testimony is that a life is changed. So the previous comments I used to get, keep it on, you're doing well, nice, well, all of those things they came down. And I'm glad they did, because when something is really changing a person's life, the person that is affecting might not come to you and be like, oh, you spoke well done. I don't know. It's going to reflect on the life of that person. So the testimony is that the video is doing something to the life of persons, is doing something to the life of people. We have a long way to go. We haven't done anything yet, but God has brought us so far. And I want to thank God for consistency. I want to thank God for grace. And I also want to thank Him for His help indeed. So we have many miles to cover. We have many things to do. And God is going to help us. This is my way of telling you that you should never lose sight of what God has called you to do, and continue to work in it. While I go, I would like to read a place in the Bible. I would like to read Ecclesiastes chapter 9 verse 10. It says, whatsoever thy hand findeth to do, do it with thy mind, for there is no work, nor device, nor knowledge, nor wisdom in the grave, whither thou goest. So life, ensure that whatever your hand findeth to do. I personally believe that God saw my intent. He knew for sure that I started Become the Best You Can Be with Vicky Jerry with the consciousness of Him and wanting to live a life that will please Him and be a blessing to others. And He on it. It's amazing. God bless you. Thank you. This has become the best you can do with Vicky Jerry. I love you. Bye.